Last year, Ramzan in Gaza started on an optimistic note. There were ceasefire talks. Those talks did not yield peace, but this year the Strip has had more to cheer about. A ceasefire deal was finally reached and Gaza was picking up the pieces, especially during the holy month for Muslims. They were hoping for an Eid without airstrikes. But Israel's strikes have shattered all such hopes. On Monday, Gazans woke up to Israeli airstrikes. More than 400 people have reportedly been killed, including 174 children. It is one of the single highest one-day child death tolls in Gaza's history. And Israel says it is not done. Reports suggest that it is preparing for more strikes. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says all negotiations will now take place under fire.
I have promised you many times, if Hamas persists in its refusal and does not release our hostages, we will return to fighting. And indeed, we have returned to fighting. We have returned to fighting with strength. From now on, Israel will act against Hamas with ever-increasing force. From now on, negotiations will take place only under fire.
Yesterday, I spoke to Eden Bartal. He is the Director General of Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I asked him if the airstrikes would be followed by a ground operation. He did not rule out the possibility. Listen to what he said.
Naturally, we cannot disclose any further details about Israeli plans to the public. However, we will take every measure necessary to free the hostages. I would say that the objectives of this war, which Hamas started, were outlined from the beginning by the Israeli cabinet and have remained unchanged.
So what's the reason for this offensive? Israel says it is trying to force Hamas to release the Israeli hostages in the Strip. Remember, the 2025 Gaza ceasefire had 3 phases. Phase 1 was a temporary ceasefire, including an exchange of hostages and Palestinian prisoners. During this phase, talks were supposed to start for the second phase. The second phase of a permanent ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. But Israel is said to have avoided those talks. It says Hamas has used the ceasefire to rearm and regroup, and that it is planning a new attack on Israel.
Hamas remains an active terrorist organization that controls Gaza, and despite ample time for negotiation, it has refused to release hostages or lay down its weapons. Israel has no choice but to act in order to free its hostages and protect its citizens.
Meanwhile, Itamar Ben-Gvir has been reappointed as the security minister. Ben-Gvir left the government over disagreements about the ceasefire. He had left Netanyahu's government with a thin parliamentary majority. But now, with the ceasefire in peril, Ben-Gvir is back. He has joined the government again. Meanwhile, the Israeli opposition is up in arms. They have accused the government of having no red lines. Former Prime Minister Yair Lapid has called for mass protests. He wants the public to come out in the streets. Across the world, protests are already taking place in multiple countries. People are asking Netanyahu to resign. This crisis is no longer confined to Gaza. The region is on edge, with new flashpoints emerging. U.S. forces have bombed several places in Yemen. This includes Sada and Hodeidah. The Houthis have hit back. They attacked another U.S. warship in the Red Sea, which is the second such strike in 24 hours. So as tensions escalate in Gaza, fears of a wider conflict are mounting. The fragile hopes of a lasting truce have been shattered by the fresh strikes. And the humanitarian toll continues to rise. With each passing day, the path to peace is becoming harder to see. As the world watches, protests rage and diplomats scramble for solutions. For those on the ground, survival is the only immediate concern. The question now is not just how this war will end, but whether it will ever truly end. Do you think that Ukraine is at its weakest position?
This war is not about Ukraine.
Do you believe that your president was insulted? Yes or no question? Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Diplomacy will work?
Yes,
Do you
it
think
will.
Russia will give up the territory if there is no ceasefire? Do you propose to keep fighting?
We are ready to resist.
Do you think there will be peace?
Many countries gave us 3 days.
President Trump said you don't have any cards.
We do not have another choice.
How do you keep fighting?
You ask me once again the same question.
Because you've not answered my question.
We have enough capacities to keep fighting.